So here we go. We're now live, and my 6-year-old son walked straight into the room. I'm busy, I am, darling. Go in, Lemmy.
I know, but I don't have it.
Okay, you can go and have a look. Okay, so this is, I think, a really hot topic at the minute because I know that everybody, pretty much, everyone's had some big changes in their life, and whether you are still going to work, whether you're a key worker, whether you're in lockdown with one child or 10 children, you know, all of us have had some changes go on. It can be difficult sometimes to adapt, and I completely can appreciate that. We've been in lockdown, I don't know whether it's a couple of weeks longer than the UK lockdown, and it's been tricky. Thank you, by the way, for all of your messages. I get some beautiful messages asking about Nick and sending your love. I'll close the door. Sending your love, and I just want to let you guys know that it's really, really appreciated. And I know she tells me that she gets loads and loads of messages from the Forever family, and I can't even tell you how wonderful that is. So thank you very much, guys. You are gorgeous, gorgeous humans. So what I thought is I don't want to sit and I do Forever as my full-time income. That's the best way to describe how I run my Forever business. And there are times when I run it full-time hours, you know, like anybody else. There might be times, weeks when I work 40 hours if I'm doing full-time work. There might be some weeks when I'm working 100 hours. And right now, I'm working a lot of hours in my Forever business. But there's a reason for that, and I want to share that with you. The reason is, have you ever heard of the, I don't know if you heard of it explained like this, but I call times like this in business. So this is a great time for our business. And we've seen that with the results that are coming in the last 2 months. But the reason for that, in my opinion, is because we're in the health and wellbeing sector. Notoriously, our industry does well when times are uncertain. And, you know, you've never had a more uncertain time, I don't think, in the history, you know, it's certainly in our lifetimes. And I don't think we'll see another uncertain time quite as bad as this again. So this is a real time where you can capitalize on your business. Now, that is not to say you're taking advantage of a bad situation, because I know when lockdown happened, I definitely had to reassure my team, look, don't feel guilty for having a business that will thrive in these times. It's not like all of a sudden you saw that this pandemic was going on, you thought, right, now I'm going to join Forever and make the most of people buying personal care items or weight management or whatever. You didn't, you've always had your business. So first of all, get that kind of thing out of your head of, oh, you know, I know people are saying it's good business at these times, I feel bad, but nobody wants what's going on to have gone on. We don't want anyone to be ill. We don't want our country to suffer. We don't want our loved ones to suffer. But we are where we are. And being in the health and wellbeing industry means that you have products at your disposal which people are using. Now, this is not to say, I don't mean anything even for your immune system. I actually just mean you've got personal care products, weight management products that people have more time to probably scroll on their phones because they're at home and consider buying. And that really is just simply it. People are more online and have more time on their hands. Some, I know others are busier, but to take a look at what it is that you do. And I think it's Adam May that always says this. People are either, you know, you join because you're either disturbed or you're disturbable, not in the head, but, you know, you kind of being made to feel uncomfortable or unsafe, or, you know, things just don't seem quite as secure as what they used to. So lots of people have time to reassess. It's a good time now because people have time to reassess. What do I want in life? Am I happy with everything that's going on in my life at the moment? Do I like my job? Do I like the time that I have? And we've got time to reassess. I've reassessed myself and thought, I haven't had some goals for a long time. I'm going to get some goals. I'm going to get, you know, focused on those, and I'm going to get to work. And so I've done exactly the same. We are in a trampoline time in business. And I say this because this is how I compute it in my mind. So if you've got a pavement and a trampoline, if you are walking along two people walking side by side, someone walking across pavement, taking the same steps as somebody on a trampoline, you are going to be propelled forward faster if you're on the trampoline. We are in this time in business where you can take the same actions that you've always took, but you'll get more results. It's just one of those times. We had that 2014, 2016 to 2016, and here it is again now. So now is a really great time to build a really good foundation in your business, because it will propel forward faster. Of course, then business will probably go back to normal, and it'll be exactly the same. But right now, we're in a trampoline time. So we have more engagement on social media because that's where the world is right now. And the world is doing most of our job for us. They are educating people on staying fit and well. So our job is to market our products that, help us to stay well and feel good. And that's exactly what the world is doing right now. So the world's telling everybody, you should stay fit, you should look after your immune system. And we're just offering products that go lovely, hand in hand with those. So they're actually doing our job for us. Everyone's disturbed right now because we've all had changes. It doesn't matter in what degrees they are or whatever, but I have noticed that the people that I have contacted about the business before, they are actually following up with me because I'm marketing that I'm doing business as normal. And so, we're having a lot of people that are getting started with us. I've already said about our industry history. In recessions and after recessions, we grow. And it's because people lack the certainty within their jobs at the moment. Maybe people are certainly lacking a bit of extra money. And so it's a great sideline income that people can build up that's very flexible. And we've got more time right now, but you are definitely in the right marketplace at the right time, everybody. So well done you guys for being super smart and having a forever business. Now, an entrepreneur mindset. I've noticed this actually with lots of people that I've been speaking to. And I actually had to do a lesson the other day with my son, with Wills, about a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And I did not know they taught 6-year-olds this at school. I was so excited to see it. Because lots of people have had no business experience, as in running a business. I hadn't. Before I started my business, I had 0 business experience. I didn't know how entrepreneurs thought. I had no idea. But I've learned over the years, and it is a way of thinking. It is definitely a way of thinking. Entrepreneurs are always looking for opportunities. They are looking for that kind of light beaming through in a dark situation. They're looking for solutions rather than problems. And entrepreneurs right now will be excited because there are lots and lots of opportunities for us to kind of flourish in these times. If you are looking at really propelling your business forward, then I would suggest really listening hard to the ladies that I'm going to bring on now. They are wonderful ladies. I'm going to ask them questions and they're going to share with you what they've been doing and their results. But one thing they have had is an entrepreneurial mindset about, okay, I can fit in the little pockets of time what I need to do to build my business. And they've been really great about that, despite the fact that we have been in lockdown, despite the fact the kids are driving us crazy, despite all of that. So I want to start with Kate. Kate, there we go. Let me unmute you, my darling. Oh, look at you, you pro.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, my lovely. So, Kate, will you introduce yourself? Tell us kind of when you started your business, your background, and a little bit about you.
Of course. So, my name's Kate Jennings, and I started my business in February 2017, so just over 3 years ago now. Before I started my business, I was a account project manager for corporate events, which is a really fancy term for doing corporate events really, and tendering them and looking after my clients and everything. So it was a million miles away from a forever living business. It couldn't have been more polar opposite if it tried, I don't think. Very tough corporate job, getting phone calls from clients and emails at 10 o'clock at night and being expected to answer them and those sorts of things. So that was really hard. And so I had a personal tragedy in the family, sadly, and I couldn't go back to my full-time job at the time because I wasn't in the right place. So I just needed a little part-time job. I wanted a job that I could go to and come home at the end of the day with no stress, no worry, but earn a little bit of extra money, really. And so my friend showed me forever. And here we are 3 years later.
Crazy. So that's another example of somebody having been made to reassess. And people do reassess and they're like, actually, I'll give this a go.
Yeah.
Let's see what this is about. So tell us about last month, Kate. Tell us about your family environment. This is impressive. Tell us about your family environment. She's not in a straitjacket, so let's give Kate a round of applause.
Woo! Go team.
This is actually an achievement, believe me. She's got it tough, guys. She's got it tough. But yeah, give us a little kind of, I'll put it on here. This is your daily routine. You don't have to go into that just yet, but so the guys can have a look at it.
Okay, so I've got 3 children at home. 3 beautiful but very hard work children. I've got a 2-year-old toddler, which is a wild child in her own right. I've got my daughter Molly, and she's a teenager, which is a whole other challenge. And then my son Aidan, who is 10, and he is autistic and he has some other disabilities going on as well. My husband Jay, who you can see in that photo, is working full-time from home as well, and part of his job is having to field calls from quite high up executives, so I'm constantly trying to keep the kids out of the room and away from him and a bit quiet. So to say it's been an interesting time as a family is an understatement.
I have to say, you say all of that with the biggest smile on your face, because you said literally it's laughter that's got me. So I've just laughed at like the chaos, like this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's horrendous, but I'm doing it anyway.
You couldn't make it up. You actually couldn't make up our home life at the moment. And the thing that makes me laugh is when we first came into lockdown, we came in a week before the schools closed because I have my own health problems and we didn't want to risk it really. So for the first 2 weeks, I had the most beautiful timetable known to man. We'd do an hour of this and an hour of that. We'd do some PE. And it was literally like a school life at home. And it just did not work. It could not have been more horrific. And every time I was like, I'm going to do it today, guys. Today's the day. We click it. Didn't work. So we've just found our own way through, really.
Anybody else? I mean, I would run and get it, but I don't want to leave you guys. But I made the most beautiful timetable on my fridge. Gorgeous. It was what lessons at what time, and then it was playtime, and it was snack time, and it was bath time. And well, let's just say it lasted a day. I didn't get
that accurate.
Yeah. I just didn't do it. I just like, do you know what? I don't believe in winging things. I like to have a plan, but you know, I'm winging the whole school. I am not a teacher. I have no.
Yeah, exactly that.
I can, but you know, I'm not a teacher. So tell us about your business then, Kate. How on earth have you managed to fit it in? How have you kept a smile on your face? And tell us then, we'll go on to the results that you've had.
Okay, so I've put a brief daily routine here, but I have to say this is not always accurate. We very much see how it goes in the day. So generally I try and check my messages while the kids are having breakfast and we're getting started for the day, and then I update with my social media. I've been doing the C9, so that's been really helpful, just showcasing what I'm doing in the morning. Actually, it's really quite a nice break for me to be like, I'm just working at the minute, guys.
Yeah. Can you look after the children, please? I'm working.
It's a little bit busy now. I'm not really, I'm on Facebook. We go for a bit of a walk, trying to start the day in the right way, share that on my stories as well. And then mum life happens. So sometimes mum life is, right, let's do some schoolwork. Some days it's, we're just going to play in the garden and hope for the best. And some days it's, mum life is, mummy's having a coffee and watching TV because I cannot cope with this. It's very flexible, mum life. And then we have lunch, toddler goes for a nap, the big kids get down and do some work normally around that point, and then I can get on with a bit of work just for an hour. That's all I've got, an hour. And then mum life kicks back in, and then it's dinner time. Before you know it, the day seems to fly by. So as soon as dinner time's on, then there's a training on my phone in the kitchen while I'm cooking. Got to make use of every minute I get with kids at home. And then bedtime routine happens, and then I've this month started being involved in power hours with the team. Sometimes that's just me on my own, sometimes that's a couple of girls that crossline or whoever, and we just sit and do work for an hour, and then I'm so blooming knackered I normally go to bed.
I don't blame you. Do you know what you've missed out? I don't know, tell me, let me see if I can see the comments. Who is using Forever Focus? Who is using Forever Focus? I mean, I must admit, I wasn't that excited about Focus, I can't lie. But nonetheless, I thought, do you know what made me try it? The price. I really thought, hang on a minute. The last product that I thought was really expensive was Forever Move, and it was a game changer for me. I had a really bad neck, back. It was amazing, the results. And I thought, I wonder why it's so expensive then. I wonder if it's... So I bought it because it was expensive. I thought, it's got to work because otherwise they couldn't charge the price. It is insane. It is absolutely... So I couldn't survive lockdown without Forever Focus. It's absolutely incredible. It's instant as well. I thought, oh, I'll take it for a couple of weeks. It's instant. It's mad. I think they've done it on purpose. They're like, right, let's give them something in lockdown that they can only focus on their business. I'm telling you, every employer should give this to their employees. They'd be on fire. Okay, so let's have a look at your results, Kate. Let me just check. You can all see the screen, okay? Yeah, I think that should be all right. Okay, so tell us about your results. So that is a tiny bit of time, really, isn't it? That you find in the little pockets of time that we do say you can fit your business into the pockets of time. You really have.
Yeah, well, it has to be. I don't have the option of...
Yeah.
I don't have an option.
There's no other choice. I have to do it in the pocket.
No other choice. And husband's work takes priority because he's the main income earner. So it has to be done in the pockets of time. However, that being said, I've actually really enjoyed my business this month because it's given me a break from being just a mum. It's really given my mental health something to focus on, I think, something to work
on. We both said that.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good for my mental health.
It actually is, because I've got something to be getting on with, and I think that's so important. So I've really enjoyed that. This slide with the figures on though is actually wrong. So I did this a few days ago. I did it a few days ago, and I tend to get to, I don't know, around the 27th or 28th of the month and think, oh, that's the month gone, I'll start again next month. And that it was a vital error on my part. And that's because by the end of the month, I'd hit 6.2 case credits. That's the highest I've ever done personal. I had closer to 40 customer orders. From that, I think it's about 7 now, 7 completely new customers. One was a referral by someone doing a C9 because she took a shaker to work with her and someone wanted a propolis. So that's just how that came. And then the others have been from social media. So either my stories, or I've been talking a lot about the C9 and everything, and I've been sharing results basically. Yeah. So I really wanted to focus this month on my C9 sales. I have personally always felt like that's been a bit of a mental block for me, because I'm not a gym goer. I'm not an athletic sort of person, so I just felt it was out of me.
We like our food and a bit of gin, don't we, Kate?
I love a dinner, mate.
When she came to my house, we had a wonderful time. I literally was like, do you want dessert? She's like, God, you don't stop eating. Your portion sizes are crazy. I'm like, I know.
Brilliant. I like dinner. So C9's always been probably a bit out of my reach. I've probably, in the 3 years I've been in business, sold 3 or 4. Nothing more than that. This month I really focused on that as part of the team, and I actually sent over 400 product messages just about joining our C9 and Fit program for being in lockdown. And from that I had 100, this has gone up slightly since then, since I shared my results. People have reached out again. Over 142 looking at some C9 and Fit info. From that I sold 2 C9s and a Fit. However, I have since sold another C9, so that's 3 C9s and a Fit, and somebody that's doing the C9 is actually buying a Fit when she's halfway through. She's already told me she's buying it this month. So that really boosted my confidence then. I got a little bit competitive with the team. I like a bit of competition. I don't want someone to outdo me, so we had a bit of banter on that. That was fun. And then in my VIP group has been a bit of a interesting one for a while. It feels quite spammy, it feels quite disengaged and things like that. It's never really been that personal. So I really focused on, while I had the time to be at home and I was using the products, just showcasing those. Really nothing that exciting. I did a live product demonstration of using the propolis on some dry skin. I literally just showed me using it on a patch of dry skin, and the impact. Sold about 5 or 6 propolis creams on the back of that from showing the product. I did a skincare special live video in there of our skincare ranges, just using the cue cards you can get from head office for £4 or whatever they are. I did experience the essentials, so just the stuff that comes in the box with the cue cards, just showcased and spoke through that. As a result of the experience the essentials one, I've actually had someone, I actually just sponsored her today, wanted to join because she wanted all the products she couldn't pick one of the box. She's also going to do a C9.
New team member as well.
Yep, and she's going to do a Fit 15 next month. She just told me this morning. I've generated new customers. I've been able to just plug them when they've said, oh, what do you do? Plug them straight into that video that shows them. So it's minimal work on my part, a lot of interaction, and a lot of people started adding their own friends from that as well. So it's just been a really fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
So now my VIP group's over 200 people in there, of people who have expressed an interest in the product or who have previously bought.
Do you know what I love? I love the 7 new customers and where they come from. So one of the questions they've asked is, what do you put on your stories? Well, you know, you've got to be careful with compliance and things about what you're writing. I've seen some people stating weight loss and things. You can't do that. And do you know what? You don't need to do it. I've never, ever done that. And I sell a ridiculous amount of programs, but it's because I talk about how it makes me feel. So it gives me more energy. My skin is better. I feel energized. I'm just physically showing me doing the drink, taking the supplements, and that's it. That's all we're showing. But people have to see things over and over again. If you put on one story and expect to sell a product, it's a bit deluded, because the marketing tells you you've got to see something, I think it's an average of 31 times before you'll buy. So if you've done one story and be like, oh, stories didn't work for me. Well, they do, but nothing works unless you're consistent with it. And certainly in marketing, that couldn't be more true. So mindset as well.
Yeah.
Mindset's been really important, hasn't it?
Mindset's been a complete game changer. I think if someone had told me 6 weeks ago what the situation would be now, my thought would be, forget forever, we're just going to make it through each day. It's hard here, having a disabled child at home and a toddler and teenager. It's hard. However, the difference, I think, between what I've done and what I could have done all comes down to the fact that I wanted to prove it to myself more than anything. Like, I wanted to prove that I could do this. I wanted to prove that I could make a little bit of extra money to help our family out. And I wanted to prove to the kids that if we're all at home together, they need to see mummy working too. I want them to know, actually, I do work, that I don't just be on my phone all the time or whatever it is. So mindset-wise, I've done things like watching YouTube videos, got back involved with trainings. I think when you've been in the business a while, it's very easy to become complacent and not bother with trainings, because you kind of think you know it all.
Engage a bit. You know, I've done the same, but I've done the same myself. And I've got by, I'm like, I can't believe how different I feel as a result of just being really, really engaged.
Yeah, and chatting to other people in the team that have got the same goals as you. It doesn't matter if they're in your downline, upline, whatever. Just having those conversations, I think, is so important. And in terms of stories, I can't lie, that's probably the easiest thing I've done this month, because I've done things like my C9, I did a time lapse of me making different flavoured shakes. I did a few Facebook posts because people would reply to me saying, I don't really want to do a shake diet, I like my food. And I was like, I've had pizza for heaters. Like,
does this look like a butt that doesn't enjoy food?
So I did things like that, showing the real food. And it's been a really, really brilliant month, and it feels incredible to say that at 11:30 on the 1st of the month, I'm already 2 case credit active. That feels incredible.
Done. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really proud of you, Kate. I think that you really a great example of, you know, normal life is kind of a bit tough at the moment. So we've got to make the best of it, having a positive outlook, just kind of saying, yeah, today was a bit rubbish, but I did what I could. Or, you know, tomorrow's going to be better. So always kind of looking for the positive. You are amazing. Thank you so much, my darling.
No worries, my love.
Thank you, doll. You can go back to the chaos. They were so good, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Jay's got a mini other room locked away. Like, it's
yeah.
probably wailed in there. There's no TV. It's been smashed. I dread to think.
She's like, oh yeah, I got one of those cages off Amazon. Okay.
All right, thanks, darling.
Don't report me. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Okay, let's go to Natasha now. Okay, so are you there, Tash?
Yeah, I'm here.
Or should I say Natasha?
No, I don't know what I did there. You're in a rush.
Stay happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Natasha, you've got to give us a little bit of your background and tell us, how long you've been in the business, why you started your business. Tell us a little bit about you.
So my background's in retail. So I'm a retail store manager for Next. I've been with them for, 18, 19 years nearly now.
She looks 12 years old. But it's okay. Let's call like the elephant in the room. We know she looks 12 years old. There's the aloe.
I think I'm 36 this year. I'm like getting old. I can't believe it. Anyway, so yeah, I've got two work. Really, like the work is really stressful, and the last 2 years have been particularly stressful. Like literally, with hours, with consultations, with managers consultations, with trade, with just everything has been super stressful, and I've had a few personal things going on that affected business for a while, but I've been in the business now for 4 years, literally just gone 4 years. I can't believe where the time's gone. And I fit it in kind of nooks and crannies of my time around 2 kids. So I've got an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. My husband also works full time. And now currently I've been furloughed, which for me has been the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my whole life. I'm not going to lie.
That's it, haven't we, Tash?
Oh God. So my goal from my forever business, and my ultimate goal is to just be at home with my kids and work full time my forever business from home. So for me, I was literally at a process where I was about to leave my full-time job and look for a new job. That kind of just got pushed aside when coronavirus happened, and I was like, what am I going to do? This is really upsetting, because I thought I'm not going to get out when I wanted to get out. But actually, it's the best thing that could have happened, because it's given me the opportunity to go, do you know what? This has been my dream and my goal for such a long time, that if I can't make this work now, and I mean, I know the kids are not at school and I'm on my own, Aaron's still working full time Monday to Friday, but if I can't make this work now.
By the way.
I know.
What? Well, you've got 2 kids that you're now being teacher, mum, wife. You need to be easier on yourself, girl.
I know, but if I can't make it work now, then for me that it's a no-go. Like, I need to prove to myself, because for so long I've just been inconsistent with my business, made excuses with my job being stressful and I'm not able to plan and stuff. But now I've got the prime opportunity and the prime time to go, right now I can invest, not as much as I still want to, because I've got the kids, like you said, and full time, but that I can invest and structure my time and invest more in the business, which is exactly what I've wanted to do forever.
I know. I have to say though, you are really harsh on yourself, and
always
I'll have a chat with her after this, because I'm not going to allow that. Because but I have to say that when we talk about excuses, don't make excuses. Like, look, you have had, if you are somebody, and I bet there's loads of people watching this, and you've had genuinely stuff going on in your life, like, they are not excuses, they are reasons. And they are genuine reasons. So don't be so hard. I hope none of you are hard on yourself either, because I think you have genuine reasons why there is less time to do things. And if you don't have time, we don't have a choice, I know we can prioritize things, and that's fine, but sometimes there's no choice. So be nicer to yourself, Mrs.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about, because I tell you, when you see these people on Facebook, and you look at, or Instagram, and you're looking, you're like, oh my gosh, I am such a rubbish mum. Oh my God. I mean, they have made like clay hand things, the family one. They have been doing baking every day. You've been making your own bread. Oh my gosh. I feel terrible. But I know that this is something that you've wanted to be at home with the boys for a long time, and you have been determined to make the most of that, and also with the school and with the kids. So tell everyone a little bit about that and how you've been fitting your business in around all that.
Okay, so I've always been quite a structured person, quite organised and methodical, really. So like Kate and Em, I did have, and I do have, kind of a daily plan.
I know you do.
Yeah, but the difference is the kids kind of choose the plan, if you like. So they have lolly sticks that have got activities on and things, and we kind of set our routine out every morning. So they choose what they want to do when they want to do it. and that includes schoolwork. So they have to pick a certain amount of school and then fun. So it kind of makes the balance, but it makes them feel like they're in control and I'm not kind of dictating to them what they're doing.
Idea.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
webinar over. I've just learned something. You can all learn. That's an amazing idea.
Yeah, but it just meant that I could get them to do like craft time or painting or maths time or English, and then they could kind of pick when they did it. So it made it easier for them. Yeah. And then around that, so my kids are early risers. I'm an early riser. I wish I wasn't, but I am. I'm not a late night person. So my kids wake up, well, today they were up at 5:30. So they're up from 5:30 in the morning. Generally in the week, I'm up at 5:30 anyway. It's my natural body clock. So between kind of 5:30 and 7 o'clock, I'm getting the kids ready. They're having breakfast or they're chilling out. I'm sorting the kitchen, having a quick tidy or whatever, having breakfast. And then at 7 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday for the last 6 weeks, I've done a power hour where I've sent messages. Now I do that with Crossline from my BP group, and I do that with every other day. I do that with some of the Eagles. I do a 15-minute blitz with them, or just other people, or just on my own if no one's there. So I do the blitz, and in that time I send messages and stuff, and then from 9 o'clock for the rest of the day it's just about the kids really, and in and out of the kids I'm sending message replies. If people have messaged back, like if they're having their lunch, I'll send a few messages back. I'll do stories, I'll go on my VIP page and post some products and things, and then just kind of catch up with people through the day. And then when I get to the evening, the kids don't, well, by the time they're in bed, it gets to about 8:30, I think. So then I'm just looking at messages, but I don't do loads in the evening because that's kind of when I'm spending time with my husband, really, to be honest. But I try and catch up on stuff when I can.
You
but
use it mainly around the day, so a power hour in the morning. And then literally then just sort of replying to messages as and when during the day, but you have focused time to do it so that you can do all the stuff for the kids.
Yeah, just about balance really, to be honest, and just making sure that they're not being neglected, even though they're downstairs now, but trying not to neglect them and make them feel like, you know, I'm playing and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, I've got to say, you are really, really good, Tash. I think you're quite harsh on yourself, like as a person anyway, like you have really high standards. Yeah. Because my son has worn the same football kit for 4 days and it gets into the washing machine, he pulls it out and he wears it. And you know, at the beginning I was like, oh no. And by now I'm like, do you know what? He's going to remember this time as the best time in his life. Yeah. You know, it's for really sad reasons, but he won't remember it like that. They are, this is like a snow day on steroids for our kids. Yeah. They're loving it. And I just kind of, you know, I like to be organized. I plan things out. But I'm one of those, like, you know, I'll just do what I fancy when I fancy it. So I've been the complete opposite to Tash. But I'm definitely trying. I am trying because you make it sound so easy.
It's not easy, God. It's definitely not easy.
You don't find it easy then?
No, like having a plan is great, but by having a plan, you then kind of get, because of the way I am with myself, I get frustrated when things then don't go to plan. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But when it comes, like, if I can't get my hour in, because like this morning, where they were up so early, they were a flipping nightmare. I know if they get up early, they're going to be aggy all day. They've been moaning, arguing. So that's just going to put me in a downer. And then it just affects our mood for the rest of the day. So I try really hard not to let it. But
you know what you need? Forever focus, man.
Yeah. But it does just affect everything. And I think it's just important I'm learning to kind of just let it go. So like what you're saying about Will's in his football kit, Callum has been in the same pair of shorts literally for nearly a week. I'm like, you need to take them off. They've got a hole in them now. I'm like, you're not wearing them anymore. And he's like, but just wash them really quickly and then I'll wear them tomorrow. And if he's not wearing the shorts, this grey pair of shorts with a hole in, he wants his pajamas on. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just go away. Like, I'm done now.
I found William washing the shorts with aloe hand soap in the sink. I'm not kidding. I was like, William, that's not going to wash them. Pass them here now. Now you've ruined them. Like, let me sort them out. And then I hear my hairdryer upstairs. He's drying them with his hairdryer. I'm like, why are these shorts so amazing? Just wear football shorts. He doesn't even play football. Doesn't even like football. Right, tell us your results, Tash.
Okay, so from the power hours that I've been doing in the morning, where it's most of my activity, I've sent out over 375 messages in the first 5 weeks of that. That doesn't include this week. So there's an extra 75, 80 messages on there because I send around what did I send today? About 35 messages this morning in the hour that I had. And they're a combination of messages. So they'll either be a keeping in touch message with somebody that I haven't spoken to in a long time, just saying, how are you coping in this situation, just opening the lines of communication. They might be a product message. So if it's a regular customer, it could be just a product message, or a message to somebody that I've spoken to about a product that's not yet ordered, or it could be about the business opportunity. So following up with people, asking if they know anybody, if it's not right for them. And that's literally the messages I send out each day, other than when I'm doing online events, and then they'll include some online invites. Out of those messages, I've had a lot of interaction, which is more interaction than I've had, well, God, I can't even remember when. And it might not be to do with the business necessarily, but it's people still having a relationship with me, having communication. And then that means that by having those messages on Facebook, that they're able to see my Facebook and my stories more. So it's just building that interaction. So I've had 2 people watch online BPs. One of them's run away to Neverland, and the other one I'm just waiting to come back from to me this week. And then I've got another one where I've sent out a BP link, and again waiting for her to come back to me. In terms of orders, so my stories have been a lot about Clean 9. So with the Clean in lockdown, and I've sold 3 Clean 9s this month, and it says 3 leads for possible referrals. That's now actually 4 leads for possible referrals, who I've followed up today. So I'm waiting to go back with them. So one of those Clean 9s was to a brand new customer who just seen stuff on the stories. And then 2 of them, one of them ordered a C9 2 years ago. I've been in constant contact with her ever since, and then she all of a sudden decided she wanted to do it again. And then the same with the other lady. She I went to school with her. She bought a Clean 9 again 2 years ago, I think. And again, I've been in constant contact, and all of a sudden now's the right time she wants to do it again. So that's the 3 Clean 9s from them. And then in terms of gel drinkers, so I've got repeat gel drinkers, 1 returning customer that stopped buying, and then I've got 2 to a new gel customer. So 1 new customer for gels, which is great. And then just the biggest thing for me is just the consistency. Like, I've never been, other than in the first year of my business, I've never been so consistent in the last couple of years. This is the most consistent I've been. And it's all of that consistency, you know what they say about consistency over time, etc. It really is true, because now I am getting people responding to me. Even yesterday, I spoke to someone that's ignored all of my messages for such a long time. All of a sudden she replied, oh yeah, I'm not interested in that, but I know you do products about this and this, so I'm interested in that. Can you give me some information? Yeah, no worries. So it is, things are just happening because I'm focused on my business. You know, and I said to Aaron, I've got some new things coming up where I'm going to be making phone calls and stuff. And I said to him, some of that's going to be in the evening, babe. Like, you've got to be prepared for me to be on it. And he's like, yeah, I know, it's fine. So I've kind of laid the bridge for May so that I can, you know, spend a bit more time being a lot more focused and you know, spending a bit of time in the evening, which is when I get free time to, you know, do more.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Tash. I think what I think is really powerful is that you say it's not that actually you're spending more time on your business because you're at home, because in fact you've got way more stuff to do with the kids and they're up early. You don't, you know, it's not like, oh, get up before then. Well, I'll be up at 4 a.m. You know, like, can't really do an hour's work before they get up. But it's the consistency of using your time. And so when you were saying, you know, the stress that you have with work and stuff like that, it just puts you in that Debbie Downer, like, gosh, you know, I'm just stuck, you know. So I love it how you've had a bit of freedom, bit of mind freedom, and you're able to stay consistent using the same pockets of time even. Amazing. Thank you, my darling. You are awesome. Thank you very much. And Alex Radcliffe. I've unmuted you, I think, Als.
Can you hear me?
There we go. I can hear you.
Because my internet last night was shocking.
Oh, was it? I can't see you though. You don't have to put your camera on if you don't want to, but
I don't mind. I can do either. Is it on now? Might come on, might not.
because if your internet's bad, it might. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hello, very beautiful hair. You look gorgeous.
It's our product.
Of course. Als, tell us a little bit about you, your background, why you started Forever, when you started Forever.
Okay, so I started Forever 2 years ago, or it's coming up to 2 years, so June 2018. I am a swimming teacher. That's my normal job, and obviously I've been furloughed at the moment, and for God knows how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
I've got 20 years experience doing that, but I also went to uni and I trained in acting for theatre, film and television. And I went through that, and then I was doing quite well in my acting, and that was where I wanted to go. And then I got pregnant with my gorgeous little boy in 2015. And then obviously your life goes on the back burner and everything is about children. And everything became about Noah. And then come 2 years ago, it was kind of like I want to kind of do something for me again. So I started looking into some way that I could do a business for myself and get out there and meet new people and network and, you know, just be involved in something. And I actually stalked Lauren Fenton for a very long time and ended up watching her business and all that sort of stuff, and then ended up getting involved, and that's how I came into Forever. And I have never looked back since. I absolutely love it.
How's your Wi-Fi?
So, yeah.
Your
Can you hear
Wi-Fi?
me okay?
Yeah, it's not
It's gone
great.
off.
No, it's fine.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just turned off your video because that uses more Wi-Fi. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, tell us about since lockdown. Then tell us, you know, kind of your reality, and then, of course, I will turn the slide on to the daily routine, and tell us how you're coping with that and fitting your business in.
Okay, so obviously getting into lockdown, I think at first it's been a massive curveball for everybody. And I basically, the first 3 weeks, I ended up piling on the weight and treating it as a bit of an all-inclusive holiday and not doing that much because I just didn't know how to cope.
Me too.
And then
everyone did it.
then,
I think
yeah.
we're supposed to be, you know, sort of beacons of health with our industry. You don't have to be, but I think I drank the contents of my wine fridge twice. It normally lasts me 6 months, and I said, "This has got to stop."
Oh yeah, definitely. I was drinking every night. Not that I'm an alcoholic. I was drinking a glass of wine every night, but I do freely admit I'm a chocoholic. And I was eating a bar of chocolate. We're not just talking a little bar of chocolate. We're talking one of them big bars of dairy milk every single night.
I love the honesty. I love the honesty.
But it suddenly got to the point where I was like, right, I'm going to end up rolling out of lockdown if I'm not careful. And
I do that. Craving me out of my house.
So I decided that I had to put a better routine into my life, basically. I am lucky in the fact that I've only got one child, and my husband is also on furlough, so we're both furloughed at home at the moment. But obviously, my little boy's going to be starting school in September, and I want to spend as much time with him while I possibly can, and with Nick at the same time, my husband, while we've got that opportunity. So I decided that it was time to set up a bit of a daily routine, which is what I've done and what I've sort of listed out for you below, of how to work my business around, you know, daily life in lockdown because of the stresses that is. So basically I get up in the morning with my 4-year-old. However, this is a very loose sort of get up because me and my husband are taking it in turns at the moment of having a lie-in every morning. You know, taking advantage and all that. So on my morning of getting up with Noah, I get up at 6:45, he comes into our room, asks us which one is supposed to be getting up with him, which is quite cute. Take him downstairs and give him breakfast, and while he's having breakfast, that's when I'm doing my business. And I'm usually following up on messages, or I'm planning something. I'm doing all my social media stories and getting them set up for the day, so it's something that I don't have to think about. I know we've just talked about the stories and we were talking about how to do them. And one of the tips I can give you for stories, you were saying that you obviously have to see it approximately about 31 times before, you know, it gets any interest. And I tend to put the same picture up in quite a lot of my stories and just change the text on it and then add polls to it so that people do see it more. It's not just a very quick flick through. You are literally seeing the same picture for about 5 pictures, just with different text. So
Well,
that's how I get quite a lot of interaction there.
that's very smart marketing.
That's what I'm trying to do. Well, that's what we've got to do in these times, isn't it? Social media is all about that. So between 7 and 9, that's when I tend to do my social media stories. I'm following up with customers, or I'm talking to new customers. Obviously, I've done the C9 and the Lean in Lockdown challenge because I had to fit that into my daily routine before I rolled out of lockdown. So I needed to do something about it. So with me doing it, I was getting other people involved in doing it with me and following up old customers that had done C9s before and getting them involved in Lean in Lockdown as well, which has been really, really successful. And then obviously do that sort of the side of business. And then most of the rest of the day is planning it around the family and doing family time and exercise and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And the next time that I actually touch my business is in the evening after Noah's gone to bed. Because the very first few weeks, I don't know if anybody else was finding this, but I was looking at my phone quite a lot, trying to do my business in the nooks and crannies with Noah next to me going, mummy, 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 mummy. And I was feeling really guilty. I was having mum guilt. And it's really important that I am spending time with my little boy at the same time as doing my business. So I've managed now to set this daily routine. So I am working in the morning while he is literally having his breakfast, doing his own free playtime, and then working at night when he's gone to bed, so that I'm not, you know, disrupting his life and I'm actually enjoying family time at the same time. And I think that's so important to get that balance.
I do, 100%. I think that, you know, if you're doing something just sort of 50% in, 50% out, you're not giving either thing your full attention.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so if you're with Noah, you're with Noah.
Yeah.
And people say to me, like, you know, I'll go back on my phone now and I will have, I bet you any money, I'll have like 40 odd inbox messages. 37 inbox messages. And everyone's like, oh, does it stress you out? I'm like, absolutely not, no. I'll get to them when I'm free to do so. And when that is my, you know, when I allocate that time, I'll go. But I don't think about it. I don't worry about it. When it's
I did worry about it. I did worry about that, and I've ended up, I know this is tough, I've ended up turning off my notifications on my inbox until it gets to the time I work. Because otherwise my phone looks mad and I'm like, I can't deal with this, I can't deal with this. So I've turned off my notifications and I access my notifications when it is time to work my business. So that's helped me massively with my stress levels as well. So definitely done that.
Brilliant. I do exactly the same. I think allocating time is really important, and working on not letting, you know, not when you'll be present in whatever it is that you're doing. So if you're working, great, you're focused. If you're with the baby, you're with the baby. If you are, you know, having family time, you're having family time. I really don't go on my phone much at all. If I'm doing some social media stuff, just like family stuff, I'll go on. But if I'm doing like stories and things for business, I will do them when I'm sat at my desk. I'm not somebody who's like always on my phone. I'm just not. So I don't want my son to be like, can you get off your phone, please? Which I've heard other people say. I'm like, I don't want to be that. So yeah, that's important.
100%.
Really crazy. Sorry, my mum's just walked in this. I'm on a thing with the whole of Forever Mum. She's coming in. You can come and show them now. You may as well. Everyone pretty much knows you anyway. She's in a poncho. Get wet. I got wet in Wales. Okay, this is fantastic. She's crazy, isn't she, William? Yes. See what I mean? This is what we're dealing with, people. This is lockdown life. Right, come on. I'll tell us your results of getting your routine in order, being stricter with your time so that you're doing your duties and your commitments and you're juggling it around that. So yeah, tell us the results.
Okay, so definitely by doing this daily routine and being more consistent, you can obviously spend more time on your business. Like you were saying before, I dipped in and I dipped out, and now I've been focused in certain hours. I'm definitely seeing better results. So actually on the screen, it just says I've now hit 4cc, and that was in April. But actually by the end of it, I was a bit like Kate. I wrote these slides a little bit too early, and I actually hit over 5cc in the end and got well over £300 profit. So it's, and basically I like to get up in front of people. that is what I like to do. And it's basically been doing lives and online parties for me, and that has completely been the way forward for my sales. Obviously getting involved in the C9 and the Lean In lockdown and showing my results, which I had amazing results from. I have sold a few Clean 9s. I've sold 4 last month, but other than that, the rest of the basically 3cc of what I've done has been through other products. It's all been sales, and it's been through other products, and it's been through doing online launches, which I trained myself up on to do. I watched other people's trainings, got involved in the trainings, like Kate was saying earlier. I think you forget, you get yourself into a bit of a rut, and you forget about all these incredible trainings that you need to be logging into. And I was logging into the trainings that I found that I was going to use and were really, really important to me, and got my head around the online launches, and then got up and went out there and did one of my own. And, you know, it worked really well. I've found that all of my sales have mainly been done online. I ended up selling 7 aloe drinking gels in a week at one point, which was incredible. But like I said, 3cc of what I've done has been through personal products and what people need right now. So basically, plan your time in your diary and turn off your notifications on your phone. Make sure you're using your time and be decisive about what you're actually doing in that time. You know, if you're going to be doing your business messages, do your business messages. If you're going to be doing your follow-ups, do your follow-ups. And if another message comes through, ignore it until you've done what you've done first, and then go back to those things. Get your social media on point. Mine's all about my stories and making sure that they're not just product-based, but they're also family-based, and people aren't just clicking through and, you know, getting bored of things. But make sure you're getting your stories and your social media on point. Learn how to do these online parties, because we have been given such a big opportunity to do this. You don't even have to leave your house. This is something that you can do online. There's no travel time or anything. You can literally just sit in front of your computer and go. And it's amazing. It's the way forward. And we do have, like Kate says, all them product cards that head office sell that you have in your shop that you can buy and get. There's nothing wrong with reading notes off them. So get yourself some online parties. Yeah. Make sure you follow up. They're the ones. Make sure you do your follow-ups, and just interact with everybody that interacts with you. You know, just talk to people, get out there and speak to people. People are always watching. I've had so many people watch my stories that might have ignored my messages, but have liked my pages and liked my photographs, and I'm following up with them. But the main thing is, believe in this business and believe in yourself, because like Emma was saying earlier, we are in the health and wellness sector right now, and this industry is going mad. It's crazy. And at the beginning, I did feel a bit guilty. I was like, why should I be pushing this business onto other people, you know, when they're in furlough and I feel bad? And then I thought, well, do you know what? I don't feel bad, because I'm helping people. I can either help people to get a job, or I can help them build up their immune system to help, you know, protect against any other illnesses that might be coming their way. So why not get involved? So just believe in yourself, believe in the business, and go with it.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Okay, I feel like, okay, got to get off here now and get to work. Made me feel like, yes, Alex, yes. Thank you so much, Al. We're so proud of Alex. She's been so wonderful sharing everything with everybody as well. We've had some amazing, I've learned loads from you this month. So I'm personally very, very grateful. So thank you so much, my darling.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So let me stop sharing my screen. I'll just go to camera, and then I'll just check, because I do have another training starting in 4 minutes. So hold on, what am I doing wrong? I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I think I'm good. Okay, I just need to look at the questions and stuff. How many days do you dialysis? If that's 2 hours per day, that's, okay, I don't know. I think, how many days does she work? I think maybe the weekends off or something, maybe. But, you know, at the moment, my brother's FaceTime me. Sorry. Yeah, but Audrey, so that's right. Yeah, it is over £400, but she was saying exact profit because she purchased her personal items as well. So that's how she had worked it out. Fazana, when someone wants to offer, say, just one product, do you deliver to the customer? What do you do if the customer is out of town, or maybe out of the country? So if they were out of town or out of the country and they want to order one product, they can order through your retail shop. So you can send them the link to your retail shop, and that would have come in your starter email. So you can send them that to just purchase directly from your website. If someone was local and they were, as long as you're following the social distancing guidelines and all that stuff, then, you know, I mean, I know a couple of my friends, a couple of the girls in the team, they've got some customers on the same estate to them. So as they're on their walk, they'll put the bag of products outside their friend's house and just message them and say it's outside. Sean's done that with a couple of, when he's on his way shopping, a couple of Clean 9s and Fit 15s that I've sold, he's dropped them outside the house and just a text to say it's outside your front door. Sorry about, I know the girls mentioned lean in lockdown. That's just something I've done with my team. It's just a Clean 9 campaign. It's just, you know, promoting the Clean 9 really. And we just done a special group for it. Vicky. Oh, that's really good. Vicky said that Alex really helped her with talking about your 4-year-olds. Oh, bless you. Oh, Ginny, hi Ginny. Not a question, just wanted to say, totally agree with the consistency part. This business is absolutely totally flexible, even if you have 1 hour free a day. It's about consistently doing your activity each day in that hour. I know this all too well. Oh, I love it, Ginny. It's lovely. She says, helping me get my mojo back. So good. We're good at delivering mojo. Let me just have a look. I think we've covered it all. A couple of things that I thought were really, really poignant, really, were that even though we're at home, it's not necessarily about putting more time into your business, because actually you're like, oh my gosh, how do I cope with all these kids? How do I cope with, you know, juggling everything? But more about just doing it consistently. So mentally putting more focus onto it. You haven't suddenly got more time, but actually you're just using your time better. So that's really cool. Also, I loved how the girls mentioned end of the month. Bit taboo, I guess. We don't normally talk about this, but I had a couple of people say, should I put an order through or should I leave it till the 1st of May? And I was like, well, what are you in the business for? Are you in the business to make some extra money? Or were you just collecting case credits? Because I don't know anybody in the history of my Forever journey that's ever said, I've joined Forever because I want to get case credits. In fact, I'm not sure if she's on, but my new starter, this is how, you know, people don't join for case credits. They join for extra income. And one of my new starters messaged me and she said, I just put an order through, and she circled around 1.6 case credits. And she said, what are these case credit things? Are they a bit like Tesco's club card points? And I was like, yeah. And she said, oh, fabulous. I'll save them up till Christmas then. I said, yeah, good idea. I'll talk to you next week, Stace. But it just, you know, it just goes to show, like, what we do is really simple, but we can overthink it sometimes. And that's what we shouldn't be doing. So have fun. I loved how the girls were saying, you know, I wanted to enjoy it. I don't want to be stressed. Same here. So I don't have notifications on my phone. I don't look at my messages until I'm going to work to look at my messages. I don't just hang out on Facebook all the time. I go there with purpose. I have a list of what I have to do that day and what I have to do in my business, and I get that done. So I hope that has given you some inspiration to go ahead and march into May with a bit of gumption about you, because it's going to be a fantastic month for business. And so, yes, it's getting into those, you're right, everyone has the time, just not everyone are able to see how to use it. And I totally get that. Start with First Steps to Manager. There are trainings on here consistently. Forever are amazing for doing that for us and organising all of these. And so that will help you. Not just that, but there's YouTube within your team trainings and things like that as well. Are the juices safe for kids? Anonymous attendee. Oh, that's strange. I don't know what juices you mean, so it would be best, if you're not sure, you can always email head office, but I don't want to comment when I don't know exactly what you're asking. Please join the business as the products help with neck injury. Oh, that's amazing. Well, I'm really grateful to you guys. I've got to jump off now, but it's been my pleasure being with you for the last hour, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful May, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Take care. Bye.